What's going on, friends? Welcome back to College Sports Corner. Hope you're having a great weekend. Hope it's good weather where you are. Finally here in Southeast Texas, we're getting some sun out here. And nice weekend all around. We're going to go over Thursday, Friday, and yesterday's games. Before we start, hit that subscribe button down there so you don't miss anything. We're going to start with some news here. And unfortunately, man, some tragic news has just really come down here in the last hour or so. Out of Georgia, University of Georgia lineman Devin Willock and the recruiting staffer Chandler LaCroix were killed in a single car accident early this morning. Also, offensive lineman Warren McClendon and another recruiting staffer, Tory Bowles, they were injured in the crash as well. Some of the headlines were saying just hours after a championship celebration. So I guess they were having a little get-together and party or whatever to celebrate their championship they won last week. Unfortunately, those two were killed in the car accident. The other two in the hospital. Man, prayers to all the Georgia family, University of Georgia family, and the family of Devin and Chandler. Man, just a sad situation. And prayers to Warren and Tory. Hope they get well. Hope they get out of the hospital soon. Yeah, man, that's just horrible. Right in the prime of their life, something like that happens. Prayers all around. That's really horrible and tragic. Clemson, they hired Garrett Riley from TCU. He's going to be their new OC. Ohio State promotes wide receiver coach Brian Hartline to offensive coordinator. Alabama defensive coordinator Pete Golding, he's leaving for Ole Miss for the same job. A lot of Bama fans this year online, call-in radio shows and all that, they're blaming their woes on Pete Golding and Bill O'Brien. Don't know much about Pete Golding. I can tell you here in the greater Houston area, when Bill O'Brien was the coach and GM of the Texans, everybody wanted him gone, and they wanted him gone fast. And when Alabama hired him as offensive coordinator, I was like, what the hell are they doing? I don't know what they're going to do about that, but Pete Golding, one of the reasons people blame them for having such a bad season, he's going to Ole Miss. Hey, I don't know. We'll see what happens there at Ole Miss, but I don't know. Just one of those things that puzzles you sometimes. Georgia cornerback Kaylee Ringo declares for the NFL draft. Big Ten commissioner Kevin Warren, he's going to be the new Chicago Bears president. I know he's got a lot of experience there in the NFL. Must have made him an offer he can't refuse because he's leaving the Big Ten. Not much word who's going to be the new commissioner of the Big Ten. If you remember, a couple of years ago when COVID was hitting big, Big Ten was like, well, we're canceling our season. And I think they expected everybody else to follow in the country. Well, then all the other conferences, SEC, Big 12, ACC, they all said, now we're going to play. And all of a sudden, Big 10 and even Pac-12 changed their tune. Okay, yeah, we'll play too. So I just remember that one of the big things about him when he was commissioner. So anyway, Mississippi State hires Zach Selman as its new athletic director. He comes from Oklahoma. He was worked in the athletic office, assistant athletic director or something there in Oklahoma. Some more sad news here. Legendary USC running back Charles White, he died, 64 years old. He was a 1979 Heisman winner. He is still the Trojans' career rushing leader at 6,245 yards. Football legend, lost and gone, unfortunately. But, yeah, he was a badass player. Okay, let's get down to some of these games. We're going to go back to Thursday. 11-7, Georgia Southern beat Appalachian State, 67-65. Game was actually tied at 33 at halftime. Let's see here. 7-8, Minnesota beat 10-6, Ohio State, 70-67. Minnesota's Garcia, 28 points, 9 rebounds. Cooper had 13 points, 11 rebounds, 4 assists. That was the Gophers' 19th win at Ohio State in 74 tries. So that's crazy, isn't it? Think about how long basketball has been played. Ohio State's Sensabaugh, 18 points, 10 rebounds. Sewing, 13 points, 5 rebounds. 3 others had double-digit points for Ohio State. 6-12, Central Arkansas beat 12-6 Queens, 92-91. 12-6, Purdue Fort Wayne beat IUPUI, 70-55. 12-6, Kennesaw State beat Jacksonville, 81-68. 11-7, Eastern Kentucky beat Florida Gulf Coast, who's 13-5, 97-76. Buttery for Eastern Kentucky, he had 18 points in that one. 12-6, UNC Asheville beat 12-6 Longwood, 54-46. Pember had 19 points, 14 rebounds for UNC Asheville. In overtime, 11-6 Iowa beat 9-7 Michigan, 93-84. Murray for Iowa, 27 points, 8 rebounds. For Braca, 13 points, 12 rebounds. Sanford came in off the bench, had 26 points, 7 rebounds for Iowa. For Michigan, it was Howard, 34 points. McDaniel and Dickinson, they had 12 points each. Dickinson also added 13 rebounds to that. 13-5, Liberty beat North Alabama, 72-54. Liberty's Robinson, 27 points, 6 rebounds. Nice game for him. 12-6, Troy beat Georgia State, 65-53. Troy's punter, he had 16 points in that one. 13-5, Youngstown State beat Detroit, 84-79. Detroit's Antoine Davis scored 32 points in this game. He moved into 5th place in NCAA history with 3,191 points. Congratulations to him. See if he can move up one more before his career ends there at Detroit. 13-4, Louisiana beat UNL Monroe, 86-73. 8-9, South Alabama beat 11-7 James Madison, 63-62. 12-5, Milwaukee beat Northern Kentucky, 80-75. 7-11, UMKC beat 13-7 St. Thomas, Minnesota, 81-60. Mitchell from Missouri, Kansas City, he had 29 points. 14-4, Oral Roberts beat Western Illinois, 87-63. 13-5, SIUE beat Eastern Illinois, 80-62. 14-3, Arizona State beat Oregon, 90-73. Sun Devils Cambridge, 21 points in that game. 11-7, Montana State beat Idaho State, 81-68. 12-5, USC beat 11-7 Colorado, 68-61. USC's Peterson, 15 points, 3 rebounds. Ellis, 14 points, 4 rebounds. Morgan, 12 points, 4 rebounds for USC. For Colorado, Simpson led the way, 17 points, 3 rebounds. 15-4, St. Mary's beat 12-7 Loyola Marymount, 76-62. Mahaney for St. Mary's, 25 points, 3 rebounds, followed by Johnson, 19 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists. Shelton for Loyola Marymount, 18 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. 12-6, Southern Utah beat 12-5 Sam Houston, 86-74. Southern Utah's Fawcett, 22 points, followed by Jones, who had 21 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 steals in this one. 13-5, Stephen F. Austin beat Utah Tech, 85-72. 11-7, UT Martin beat Tennessee State, 77-66. 12-5, Grand Canyon beat UT Arlington, 80-48. 14-4, Marshall beat 14-4 Southern Miss, 89-67. Marshall's Kinsey, 23 points, 7 assists. Taylor, 19 points, 9 rebounds, 8 assists. Crowley for Southern Miss, 20 points, followed by Hayes, 14 points, 6 rebounds. Marshall and Southern Miss are a couple of teams that are making some noise that no one's really paying much attention to. It's going to be interesting to see how they do as the season goes on, as we get into these conference tournaments coming up. Number 8, 15-3, Gonzaga beat 13-7 BYU by 1 point, 75-74. Gonzaga's Timmy, 19 points, 13 rebounds. Watson, 18 points, 8 rebounds for Gonzaga. For BYU, Johnson, 18 points, 6 rebounds. George and Robinson had 17 points each. 13-4, Seattle beat New Mexico State, 69-66. Number 9, 15-2 Arizona beat Oregon State 86-74. Tubeless for Arizona, 25 points, 10 rebounds. Nice game. Baylor, 15 points, 14 rebounds. He had a decent game, too. Oregon State's Racha, I think that's how you say it, Racha, and Bilodeau, 18 points each coming off the bench. 9-10, Portland beat 12-8 San Francisco, 92-87. Portland's Robinson had 23 points, followed by Joland, 21 points, 12 rebounds. Wood had 20 points. San Francisco's Shabazz, 25.7 rebounds, followed by Roberts, who had 24 points. Number 7, 15-2 UCLA beat 12-6 Utah, 68-49. Campbell for UCLA, 17 points, 7 assists. Worcester for Utah, leading scorer, 12 points, man. Okay, going into Friday, 13-4 Cornell beat 11-6 Yale, 94-82. Cornell's Williams had 27 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. 14-3 Kent State beat Ohio 70-65. Kent State's Jacobs, 17 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. 11-6 Akron beat Eastern Michigan 104-67. Akron's Castaneda, 23 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists. 12-5 Iona beat Fairfield 75-69. Number 3, 16-1 Purdue beat Nebraska 73-55. Purdue's Lawyer, 27 points, 4 rebounds. 11-8 Butler beat Villanova 79-71. Lucosius for Butler, 28 points, pretty good. 12-5 Siena beat Niagara 70-64. 13-5 Quinnipiac beat St. Peter's 58-51. 12-5 Illinois beat 12-5 Michigan State 75-66. Danja for Illinois, 20.7 rebounds, followed by Mayer, who had 19 points. Michigan State, it was Hogard, 20 points, 4 rebounds. Walker, 14 points, 4 rebounds for the Spartans. 13-5 VCU beat 12-6 Dayton by 1 point, 63-62. Shriver for VCU, 18 points. He's the leading scorer. He came off the bench doing that. For Dayton, there's Kamara, 27 points, 11 rebounds. Damn good game for him. You can see by the loss by 1 point. 15-5 Nevada beat 14-4 Utah State, 85-70. Blackshear for Nevada, 28 points. Baker, 24 points, 6 rebounds. For Utah State, Ashworth led the way, 15 points, 5 rebounds. Brings us to yesterday. A lot of crazy stuff yesterday. 11-7 George Mason beat Davidson by 2 points. 12-8 Seton Hall beat DePaul 71-67. In overtime, 14-4 North Carolina State beat number 16, 14-3 Miami, 83-81. NC State Smith, 20 points, 3 rebounds, followed by Ross, 17 points, 9 rebounds off the bench. NC State shot 44% from the field. Wong for Miami, he was the leading scorer, 25.6 rebounds. They shot 57% from the field. 11-6, Kentucky beats number 5, 14-3 Tennessee, 63-56. Think that'll get some of the people off Calipari's back? Remains to be seen. Never can say this guy's name right. Tashibiwi, 15 points, 13 rebounds. Reeves came off the bench, 18 points, 4 rebounds. And for Tennessee, Plavsic, 19 points, 3 rebounds. Kentucky shot 35% from the field. Tennessee shot 40%. Kentucky had 18 turnovers. Tennessee only had 10, and Kentucky somehow pulled that out. 11-6 OU beat 10-7 West Virginia, 77-76. Sherfield for Oklahoma, 22 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists. West Virginia, Mitchell led the way, 16 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. 11-8 Army beat Boston, 83-74. 12-6 Bryant beat New Hampshire, 87-81. 11-7 Harvard beat Columbia, 73-51. 11-8 Fairleigh-Dixon beat Central Connecticut State, 88-80. 12-6 UMBC beat Maine, 85-77. 13-6 Queens beat Northern Alabama, 107-78. 14-4 Georgia beat Ole Miss, 62-58. Leading score for Georgia was Oquendo, 15 points. For Ole Miss is Merle, 13 points. Georgia shot 36% from the field. Ole Miss 42%. Georgia did make 93% of its field goal or free throws, so that helped out a bit. 11-6 Indiana beat number 18, 11-5 Wisconsin, 63-45. Indiana's Jackson Davis, 18 points, 12 rebounds. Hood Schifino followed him up, 16 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. And Esegran for Wisconsin, 14 points, 11 rebounds. Indiana shot 47% from the field, Wisconsin 32%. Indiana hit 80% of their free throws, where Wisconsin only hit 36% of them. 12-5 American lost to 9-8 Lehigh, 78-62. 9-8 Vanderbilt beat number 15, 12-5 Arkansas. Vandy's Lawrence, 22 points, 5 rebounds. Arkansas's Council IV, he had 24 points. Arkansas actually led this game by 8 at halftime. Vandy outscored them by 21 points in the second half to win that one. 12-7 Colgate beat Bucknell 71-65. 13-7 Hofstra beat Delaware 82-62 or 86-62. 12-5 Ball State beat Miami of Ohio 75-61. 13-6 UNC Asheville beat Gardner-Webb 72-67 in overtime. Number 17, 14-3 TCU beat number 11, 15-2 Kansas State 82-68. Both Kansas teams are doing really good this year. TCU's Miller, 23 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, followed by Lampkin Jr., 17 points, 6 rebounds. Johnson for K-State, 18 points, 9 rebounds, followed by Knoll, who had 16 points. TCU was 47% from the field. K-State was 43%. TCU only made 68% of their free throws. Kansas State made 86%, but TCU still managed to pull it out. 16-1 Florida Atlantic beat 14-4 North Texas, 66-62. 9-8 Brown beat 12-5 Princeton, 72-70. 10-8 Creighton, 73. Number 19, 14-4 Providence, 67. Kalkbrenner for Creighton, 21.7 rebounds, followed by Alexander, 20 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists. Providence's Hopkins, he led the way, 20 points, 10 rebounds, followed by Carter, who had 13 points, 6 rebounds. 12-5 Charlotte beat UTSA, 72-54. 12-6 North Carolina beat Louisville, 80-59. UNC's Dunn, 14 points, 5 rebounds. Crazy to see North Carolina and Duke not in the top 5, isn't it? I guess, changing of the guard, these kinds of things happen for a while. And crazy to see Louisville, too. I mean, Louisville's always usually a good team, but, man. 12-5 Tulane, 77. 13-5 Central Florida, 69. Tulane's Forbes, 27 points, or 27.6 rebounds. Cook behind him, 21 points, 3 rebounds. Crass had 16 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists. Freeman for Central Florida, 22 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists. Kelly behind him, 17 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, and that was coming off the bench. Tulane shot 42% from the field. Central Florida shot 37%. Both shot around 27% on their three-point shooting. 14-4 Fordham beat LaSalle 66-64. 11-7 Towson beat Monmouth by 20 points. 12-7 Eastern Kentucky beat Stetson 85-70. 12-6 Pitt beat Georgia Tech 71-60. Pitt Sabonde 21.6 rebounds. 13-6 Southern Utah beat 13-6 Stephen F. Austin 67-58. Fawcett for Southern Utah 19 points, 10 rebounds. 15-4 Southern Miss beat Arkansas State 74-57. Harris for Southern Miss 22 points, 8 rebounds in that one. 12-5 Rice beat UTEP 83-82. 14-5 Youngstown State beat Oakland 85-69. 15-3 Arizona State beat Oregon State 74-69. Sun Devils Cambridge Jr. had 21 points in that one. 10-7 Florida beat number 20, 13-4 Missouri 73-64. Florida's Richard had 18 points. Castleton had 16 points, 13 rebounds, 6 assists. Kugel, 13 points, 5 rebounds off the bench. Missouri's Brown, 21 points, 6 rebounds. Carter had 12 points, 5 rebounds. He came off the bench and did that. Game was tied at 28 at halftime. Both shot about 47% from the field. Both also shot about 70% to their free throws. Difference was Florida was a little bit better in the 3-point shooting, so that got them by Missouri. 13-6 Cincinnati beat SMU 54-52. Number 22, 18-1 Charleston beat Alien 78-60. Bolin for Charleston, 21 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. 13-6 Florida Gulf Coast lost to Bella Marine by 20 points. 12-6 Norfolk State lost to Howard 86-84. Number 2, 16-1 Kansas gets by barely. Number 14, 13-3 Iowa State 62-60. Kansas's Dick, 21 points, 5 rebounds. Wilson, 16 points, 11 rebounds. Adams Jr., he had 15 points, 6 rebounds. Iowa State's Kulchever, 23 points, 6 rebounds. And Osuniyi, 14 points, 6 rebounds in that one. Kansas, 46% from the field. Iowa State was 38%. Kansas was 29% from three-point land. Iowa State was 40%. Both shot 60% from the free throw line. Kansas, 9 steals, 6 blocks, 12 turnovers. Iowa State, 9 steals, 5 blocks, 13 turnovers. Close game all the way. It was only a 1-point game at the half. Pretty good one, too. Let's see here. Number 4, 15-2 Alabama pays back LSU for the football game. They beat it 12-5 LSU, 106-66, man. Alabama's Miller, 31 points, 9 rebounds. Sears, Griffin, and Quimmerly all had 12 points each. Williams for LSU, leading scorer, 10 points. Hayes scored 10 points too off the bench. But man, 10 points for leading scorer? That ain't good. Only shot 30% from the field. LSU did. That's LSU's having a little bad luck lately. 11-8 UNCG beat U 13-6 Furman, 88-80 in overtime. 12-6 St. Louis beat George Washington, 81-74. Edwards for George Washington, 24 points, 5 rebounds. 12-7 Troy lost to Appalachian State, 58-45. I'm sorry. 13-5 UAB beat Louisiana Tech, 81-74. 12-5 UC Irvine beat Cal State Northridge, 71-57. 14-4 Louisiana beat Southern Alabama, 79-76. Number 13, 13-3 Virginia beats Florida State, 67-58. Franklin for Virginia, 20 points, 7 rebounds. 11-6 UMass beat Rhode Island, 75-65. Cross for UMass had 22 points, 7 rebounds. 11-6 Toledo beat Northern Illinois, 84-67. 11-7 Sacramento State beat Northern Arizona by 3. 15-3 Clemson, 72. Number 24 Duke, that's crazy, isn't it? They're number 24. 13-5 Duke. Anyway, Clemson beat them 72-64. Clemson's Hall, 26 points, 4 rebounds. Galloway, 17 points, 4 rebounds. For Duke, it was Filipowski, 18 points, 14 rebounds. Proctor had 17 points, 5 rebounds. Duke was actually winning this game by 4 at halftime. Clemson, 46% from the field. Duke was 38%. Clemson, 18%. 3-point land. Duke, 15%. Free throw line, Clemson was 83%. Duke was 72%. Clemson had 4 steals, 4 blocks, 9 turnovers. Duke had 4 steals, 4 blocks, 11 turnovers. That could have been the difference. Who knows? 13-6 Belmont beat Northern Iowa 76-72. Belmont Shepherd 22 points, 4 rebounds. 14-5 UNC Wilmington lost to William and Mary by 2 points. 10-8 Oregon beat number 9 15-3 Arizona 87-68. Kusinari for Oregon 27 points, 5 rebounds. Dante had 22 points, 10 rebounds. Boswell for Arizona, 15 points, came off the bench doing that. Tubelis, 14 points, 6 rebounds. Oregon shot 53% from the field. Arizona only 38%. Both teams are pretty even, though, in free throw and 3-point shooting. 12-7 Stanford beat Samford. 12-7 Samford beat Chattanooga by 1. 12-5 Baylor beat Oklahoma State 74-58. Baylor's leading scorer was Cryer with 16 points. 12-5 Texas A&M beat South Carolina 94-53. Taylor the fourth for the Aggies, 20 points, 5 rebounds. 12-7 Montana State beat Weber State 67-52. 14-5 SIUE beat Lindenwood by 10 points. 14-5 Liberty beat Central Arkansas by 20 points. 12-5 UNLV lost to Colorado State by 1 point in overtime. Stevens for CSU, 33 points, 8 rebounds, 9 assists. Hell of a game for him. 11-6 Western Kentucky beat Florida International 70-59. 12-7 James Madison beat Georgia Southern 83-71. 12-6 Syracuse beat Notre Dame 78-73. 15-4 Marshall beat Old Dominion 73-65. 13-6 Longwood beat South Carolina Upstate 72-65. 12-6 Milwaukee lost to Wright State 78-74 in overtime. 14-5 Drake beat 12-7 Bradley 82-61. DeVries from Drake, 28 points in that one. Number 7, 16-2 UCLA beat 11-8 Colorado 68-54. Jaquez Jr. for the Bruins, 23 points, 13 rebounds. Clark had 18 points, 8 rebounds. Campbell, 11 points, 5 rebounds. Simpson for Colorado, 17 points, 5 rebounds. De Silva, 10 points. Ruffin, 11 points, 3 rebounds. UCLA shot 38% from the field, and that's the third time in 5 games they've shot under 40%. Colorado shot 31% from the field and committed 21 turnovers. Man. 14-5 Southern Illinois beat Illinois State, 69-57. Seattle, who's 14-4, beat 14-5 Utah Valley, 85-80. Seattle's Tyson, 20 points, 100% from the free throw line is what he was. He also made 3 3-pointers also. 15-4 Oral Roberts beat 13-8 St. Thomas, Minnesota, 81-69. 13-5 Wake Forest beat Boston College, 85-63. Carr for Wake Forest, 21 points, 13 rebounds. Number 10, 15-2 Texas beat 10-7 Texas Tech, 72-70. Tech's been playing a lot of good teams, really close. Came close to beating Kansas. What was that, last week? Week before? I think it was last week. Played Texas good. Kind of like their football team. They're playing all these great teams real good, beating some of them, but not beating all of them. Anyway, Texas's Carr, 20 points, 6 rebounds. Rice came off the bench. He had 18 points. Texas Tech's Isaacs, 23 points in that one. Texas shot 43% from the field. Texas Tech shot 40%. Number 21, 14-3 Auburn beat 12-5 Mississippi State, 69-63. Auburn's Williams, 21.7 rebounds, followed by Green Jr., 17 points. For the Bulldogs, led by Smith, 20 points, 10 rebounds. Davis had 13 points behind him. Auburn, 44% from the field. Mississippi State was 38% from the field. Auburn was 44% shooting 3-pointers. Mississippi State was 0 for 18 shooting 3-pointers yesterday. Both were around 75% on free throw shooting. 16-2 New Mexico beats number 23, 13-4 San Diego State, 76-67. House for New Mexico, 29 points, 6 rebounds. Mashburn Jr., 22 points. Udeze, 10 points, 15 rebounds. Bradley for San Diego State, 14 points. Seiko had 13. He came off the bench for that. New Mexico, 47% from the field. San Diego State was 42%. 14-7 BYU beat Pepperdine by 10. 13-5 Sam Houston beat Utah Tech, 78-53. 15-5 Santa Clara beat Pacific, 92-81. Justice for Santa Clara had 26 points. 11-8 Cal Baptist beat 12-6 Grand Canyon by 5 points. Number 8, 16-3 Gonzaga beat Portland, 115-75. Gonzaga's Timmy, 18 points, Smith came off the bench for Gonzaga, 27 points, 8 rebounds. 12-6 UC Riverside beat 13-3 UC Santa Barbara by 1 point. 13-3 Loyola Marymount beat San Diego, 98-84. Loyola Marymount Shelton, 28 points, 3 rebounds, 7 assists. 14-4 Boise State beat Wyoming, 85-68. 13-5 USC, 71. 12-7 Utah State, 56. USC's Ellis, 17 points. White had 13 points. Carlson for Utah, 21 points, 9 rebounds. Worcester, he had 12 points. USC, 48% from the field. Utah is only 34% from the field. USC, 44% when they shot three-pointers. Utah was 32%. And free throws, USC made 75% of them, where Utah made every one of them. So, 16-4 St. Mary's beat 12-9 San Francisco, 78-61. St. Mary's Johnson, 24.7 rebounds, 6 assists. Followed by Haney, 21 points, 5 rebounds. Meeks for San Francisco, 17 points, 8 rebounds. Hawthorne, 13 points, 5 rebounds. St. Mary's, 51% from the field. San Francisco was 42%. St. Mary's made over half of their three-point shots. San Francisco made 75% of their free throws. Pretty good game. And last but not least, the late game. 13-4 Hawaii beat Long Beach State 79-70. Coleman for Hawaii, 25 points. Up and coming today, what time is it? It is 11:06 Central Time. You've got some games that have already started. Probably some good ones here. On Fox right now, number 25 Marquette versus number 12 Xavier. Northwestern at Michigan on Big Ten Network. Number 6 UConn at St. John's right now on FS1. Ohio State versus Rutgers later on Big Ten Network. Maryland versus Iowa later this afternoon on Big Ten Network. Not too many games listed. I'm guessing because of the NFL playoffs and all that. Tomorrow, MLK Day. Do you have that day off? Lucky. I wish I did. Basketball games all day long on MLK Day tomorrow. So if you're lucky enough to be off tomorrow, tune in and check them out. Probably give me some pretty good ones. That is it. We will be back Thursday to review what happens today, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Anyway, enjoy the rest of your weekend. Does you got a short work week next week? Cool. Wish I did. Anyway, stay busy. Week will go by fast. And before you know it, weekend will be back here again. Take care. We will see you later.